Back here at Song of the Day, coming to you in the Rock Cave. We are back here in the cave after a few days in College Park, and we are here on Wednesday, and you know what that means. It is Wanderlust Wednesday, so let's get to it. We are talking about this band. I mentioned it last week when we talked about The Offspring. We're talking about Bad Religion. This band has been around for 41 years. What? If you haven't heard of Bad Religion, I don't know what to say. But anyway, they probably want to know why you haven't heard of them when they've been together for 41 years. This is a punk band out of LA, formed in 1980 by four high school friends. There's been a ton of changes back and forth, people leaving, coming back. The lead singer, Greg Graffin, has been there the whole time. Three of the members have been there for more than 25 years. They have 17 studio albums, 2 live albums, 3 compilation albums, 3 EPs, and 2 live DVDs. So obviously they're doing something right if they're able to keep this going and doing that. So again, formed in 1980. That same year, they managed to open up pretty early for Social Distortion, and they were on their own label, Epitaph Records, which was started by their guitarist and still owned this independent label by him to this day, Brett Guritz. In 88, punk rock was not charting on the Billboard, but their album Suffer was named Album of the Year by a lot of independent reviewers. Every year, from 80 to 88, a little bit more traction, a little more exposure, more popularity. Every year it was just better and better for the most part. By the time 93 came along, we got grunge and alternative music, right? But this 88, so just going back to 88 for a second, they put out this album Suffer, again, named Album of the Year, and that's where you really started to see them get a lot of traction, as I said. But in 93, it's grunge and alternative. They signed themselves to Atlantic, and that's when they put out Recipe for Hate, and that's where I come in. That's where I heard them for the first time, solely because I was working at Music Outlet for the first time, as I've talked about, in Enfield, Connecticut, independent record store where we could play Bad Religion in the store all we wanted with no problems. That one was number 14 on Billboard's Heat Seekers, the first time Billboard had mentioned the band, and they were off and running. The next year, 94, they put out Stranger Than Fiction, riding the wave of Recipe for Hate. That one went to number 87 on the Billboard first one charts, the first one to ever chart for them, 500,000 copies. And by 96, they were putting out record after record. Guess who produced their album in The Gray Race in 96? None other than Cars member Rick Ocasek. The album did okay. There was a song on there called A Walk. That was pretty decent. By 2000, Todd Rundgren got in on the game and produced their the New American, which was the name of their album in 2000. So lots of pedigrees, a lot of guys. Like one of the members of Minor Threat that formed Minor Threat, the punk band, he joined them and played with them. There's just so much going on here. You can read for a very long time about this band's history. So I will stop there, but I'm just saying that this band has been around for a long time and churned out a lot of music. As for songs, Recipe for Hate, that's the one that I first heard ever, and that's the one that I fell in love with. That one and the song Struck a Nerve, those 2 songs from that record, that's where I became a fan and wanted to start listening to them. 21st Digital Boy was a re-recorded version of one of their earlier songs. Awesome song. American Jesus, Stranger Than Fiction, Infected, love the song Infected. If you haven't heard Infected, listen to it today. A Walk, You, Sorrow, so many good songs. So you gotta check them out. I'm gonna post a bunch of them below. Let me know what you think. 2020 was the first year, because of COVID, that this band had not played at least one live show that year. Even for their 30th anniversary, 2010, they did 30 shows in 30 nights to honor their 30th anniversary. So this band just keeps plugging along. Check them out, see what you think. We're at 4.5 minutes, not too bad. We're talking Bad Religion, punk rock here in the Rock Cave. I want to hear from you. Tell me what you think. Have a great day, and as usual, I'll catch you on the flip side.